This is Deborah Voorhees. Some of you may know me as Tina from Friday the 13th, The New Beginning. I'm also the director of 13 Fanboy, which is coming out soon. You are listening to Slash Cast, a horror fans podcast.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. Happy Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday the 13th. Happy birthday, Jason.
Was it his birthday?
That's what I'm calling it.
Okay. I'm thinking to myself, did they say that in the movie?
Yes, she does.
Today was his birthday. Yes, he does. Yes, she does. Okay. Now the quote came back in my head. The famous,
Some fan you are.
Famous Betsy Palmer, thank you. So today we are celebrating Friday the 13th with a retrospective of pretty much the whole franchise, I guess. We are planning on doing a movie by movie series like we just did with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
But this is pretty much just celebration of the franchise, I guess.
Yeah. One of the two franchises that got me into horror.
Yeah. I mean, really back then there weren't any real franchises.
This would be the second big one.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're just going to give our thoughts on it and just touch on each movie, each film, some of the kills, our views, our opinions, not deep into it until we get to the episodes. But, yeah, just putting something out there for you guys. We have a couple added treats for you. We have a nice commercial break we're going to play for you.
Yeah.
And a trailer for 13 Fanboy starring Deborah Voorhees, or directed by Deborah Voorhees, who you heard at the beginning of the episode. Thank you very much for the...
yes, Deborah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Kind intro. Appreciate it. So, other than that, we can start way back in 1980.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like I said, this is one of the two now considered franchises that started me in the horror movie genre, slasher genre for, my young teenage years. I really, really enjoyed the series up to a certain point. Then it just got to be what everything else does. Let's see what we can do, how dumb we can portray teenagers, and how easily we can kill them, and how creative we can get with the kills. But, like I said, what Freddy had, Jason didn't. Jason was, at first, human. And he had to just be creative.
He ran. He was just a killer in the woods.
Yeah, Mr. Home Depot, hunting goods and specialty stores, and
living off the land type.
Yep. And what Freddy is to his glove, Jason was to the machete.
But Jason used an array of things, which is funny because I don't know how he got associated with just the machete, but he used a lot of shit to kill people.
Well, I mean, if we wouldn't even start about it, everybody says, "Oh, the killer in Friday the 13th." Well, which one are you talking about? Because
he's synonymous with it.
Exactly.
But
it was Mommy in the first one. And then we had Roy the ambulance driver in number 5. But see, right?
Shout out to Tina, who got killed by Roy.
yeah, that's right. Shout out to Debbie. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4, I really enjoyed, and I was really shocked whenever, Friday the 13th, the next chapter, number 5, came out.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Well, that's the New Beginning.
I'm sorry, yeah. Not next chapter, New Beginning. Well, in my mind, it was the next chapter. Yeah. But what really got me is through the first 4 and up to and including the kill of Jason in number 4, they cut his head in half. I mean, they buried a machete.
This way, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Like right here. I mean, I've seen people fry with half a head like that.
But then he slid down it.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't argue with that effect, though. That was a hell of an effect.
Well,
for that time.
Shout out to Tom Savini. He was the one that
Pittsburgh boy.
He said he was responsible for the birth of Jason. He should have been responsible for the death of Jason. And even in one of his books, he's like, but now they've got like 5, 6, 7 coming out.
Yeah. I just don't like the fact that he would have been killed by a 10-year-old kid either. You know what I mean?
Why not?
I don't know. It's Jason.
Well, yeah, I understand that. Well, you know, the machete to the side of the head was better than what the producers came up with first. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tom Savini changed the kill at the end. Mm-hmm. Not only was Tommy Jarvis supposed to be a makeup wizard or a mask wizard, but he was, you know, a tinkerer. So he made some kind of thing from a microwave that basically was going to get jammed into Jason's face and turned up to 10 and just melt his brain from the inside.
I mean, you never know. You know,
but still, a 10-year-old kid swinging a machete into somebody's skull. That's He-Man.
Yeah, and then when he's on the ground, hacking the shit out of him.
But then, once again, it was all about how everything looked.
Yeah. And back then, Feldman was a star.
Still is. Still love Corey
But he was
Feldman.
like the top of the top, you know. That was like right after Stand By Me.
Yeah. Stand By Me, Gremlins.
Yeah, so he was it back then, and I think they said, hey, we got to give him this big feat of killing Jason, I guess.
Absolutely.
And then they wanted, obviously, to pursue a different area, clearly. They didn't think, kind of like what they did with Halloween.
Yeah.
After 1 and 2, they went with Season of the Witch. Didn't work out. Come back, Michael. So they tried to do the whole Roy thing in Part 5. Didn't work out. Come back, Jason.
You know what? I'm not saying that I didn't like Part 5. Part 5 was good. It's kind of a standalone story.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Part 5, either 4 or 5 could have been the end. I mean, even number 1, if they didn't want to pursue it, the studios, 1 could have been the end of Friday the 13th. Just like so many of them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the killer was found. She was killed. Alice was taken to the hospital. You could have read into the whole Jason emerging from the lake as whatever, and then he's still out there, and that nice fade out to the lake and all that, and
that
your mind. Jim said it. It leaves your mind to wander. Well, what's going on? They've been they treated those movies like almost like not in that age like today with like Marvel movies, the X-Men, Spider-Man. You can go on forever. Yeah. But until the actor playing Spider-Man gets too old, then you have to reboot and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Anybody behind a hockey mask, it can be anybody. Yeah. And 4 or 5 people played Michael in the original 78.
You'll see that in the commercial break.
Don't tell them everything.
You don't know anything.
My back still hurts. Anyhow, but
I agree.
And getting into like, number 6. So we resurrect Jason.
Yeah.
Well, I should say nature resurrected Jason. And that's when they started getting silly to me.
At that point is where he became superhuman.
Yeah. Superhuman, supernatural. Yeah. He could, take anything except for a chain with a rock around it and just stay down in the lake. Until somebody was trying to resurrect their father that drowned in the same lake and breaks his chain, which was the lamest part of 7. I will say that, but you have to get the antagonist out. Yeah, whatever. I mean,
well, yeah, okay. I mean, that was one of the most giant plot holes ever. Is this is a lake? It's not an ocean. This guy died in that lake. They're going to fish his body out of the lake, so we're just supposed to believe that he was under there the whole time, and then when he comes up, he was perfectly preserved with just a little bit of green on him and shit.
That's about it.
Come on, man! And then he just grabs Jason by the legs.
And pulls him down. Then Jason buys a ticket on a cruise. It just although I will say one of my favorite kills and in like the whole series, just because of the awesome filming of it and just the stupidity at the end of it, is whenever the guy that was the boxer in New York City, they're on top of the building or whatever, and he just beats the holy shit out of Jason from one end to the other, tires himself out. Jason does nothing. The guy says, "Give me your best shot." And Jason just cold cocks his head clean off his body. Yeah. Head lands in a garbage can. I have never laughed so hard at a kill in a movie theater in my entire life.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was the point where I'm like, yeah, they're just pulling this shit out of their ass.
That whole movie did not need to be made. It was that was the epitome of cash grab by even calling it what they called it.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, it should have been in parentheses for the last 5 minutes because that's all it was. You got a whole movie with him on a boat, and then
trying to get to Manhattan,
and then Manhattan's the last part of the movie. They knew what they were doing.
Even the script premise and everything. The story was kind of stupid too. We're going on our senior trip.
And but then the backstory of Regan seeing Jason as a kid and her uncle or whatever, stepdad or whatever he was, throwing her into the water and almost drowning her, and he just stood there and watched and shit.
Well, let's
what's the time frame?
The time frame. Let's not talk about the very stupid, toxic, sewage dump. What the fuck was that?
And then making Jason a good guy, killing the druggies who was trying to kill the girl he was trying to kill anyway.
Yeah, Jason was just killing to kill.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. There was. It just got to the point where there was, once again the premise is gone. It's Jason out of his territory. Jason was defending Camp Crystal Lake. Don't want nobody there. Mama died here. Forget it. Fuck you all.
Yeah, I'm staying here.
I'm gonna catch a slow boat to New York, and I'm just gonna kill for no fucking reason.
Yeah, it became a backstory of her and him.
Yeah.
For no reason at all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Much like the Halloween Resurrection theory, where he kills Jamie, and then all of a sudden this other girl has a connection to him that has no connection to him whatsoever.
Right.
It's the same exact thing. Now that I put those two together, now I see where they both resurrection.
Do we really want to kind of touch on how dumb Jason Goes to Hell 9?
Yes, we do. We touched on 7 already.
Okay, we will. Jason Goes to Hell was stupid. I've said enough.
Yeah.
It was an interesting.
Yeah.
Once again, to me, it was an interesting idea, but just the whole thing of just Jason's soul or whatever going in and out of different people's bodies. You don't see him unless he's in front of a mirror. Then what? Aaron Gray was his sister? Or
yeah.
And the whole thing. The only thing that I really liked about it was, the very end, that spinning shot of coming down on the ground after Jason gets pulled into hell and Freddy's hand comes up and pulls the mask down, which I did find out that I think Paramount Pictures dropped the ball on something and New Line Cinema picked it up, and that's the only way that they got Freddy to be in the end of that movie. And I think that's what opened the door, I think, for hopefully what became Jason versus Freddy.
It opened the door.
Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, but took a very long time.
Yeah, it did.
To walk through that door because of all the legal problems.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, I definitely don't think we got the script we should have.
And then we have Jason Cosmonaut.
Yeah, Uber Jason. Yeah, that was just.
That was what was called, hey, we haven't had a movie out that had the hockey mask guy in it for a long time. Let's see what kind of stupid shit the Apprentice writers can write.
But what gets me is we got that and Freddy vs. Jason so close together. So why didn't they just wait for Freddy vs. Jason to come out? They didn't have to make Jason X. Like, they could have just waited.
Cash grab, yo.
Oh, man. But putting him in space...
Let me put it to you this way.
We got Hellraiser in space, too, though.
We did?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's right.
And we got Leprechaun in space.
Yeah, oh God.
Freddy's the only one that didn't go to space, and Michael.
Thank God.
Well,
Let me put
it
it into retrospective the way I think of it.
Yeah.
Jason X is to Freddy versus Jason as George Lucas re-releasing all the special versions of the original trilogy to fund, I think, Episode 1. Hey, back in 1977, I wanted to have this great big lizard walking here. Yeah, fucking liar. You just want to know how to be able to get money in so you can make your movie and not have to...
Yeah, everybody buy this new DVD that has 3 seconds of extra footage in it.
Hey, George, the whole summer of, I think it was 99, I see a red and black-faced, horned-headed guy, and you saw him in half at the end of the movie. What were you thinking?
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
I'm good at that.
Let's get back to
I do the spoiler alerts after we give the spoilers.
Oh, yeah, let's get back to
Because if you haven't seen 20-year-old movies, shame on you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Whatever.
Let's get back to the topic on hand, Friday the 13th. What was your favorite one?
I mean, favorite... You got to be You can't say, I don't like part 1, because part 1 starts it all.
Well, sure.
And yeah, I can go back and watch part 1 anytime and still enjoy it. I always enjoyed part 7, and I don't know why, but I did. And I think a lot of it had to do with Kane's first appearance. I think he made Jason scariest.
He did, but
as far as the movie, no.
Yeah.
Plus, the one guy in the movie's from Pittsburgh, he says. So maybe as a kid, I'm like, I love that movie.
See, I always go back to number 1.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe not my favorite, maybe, up in maybe my top 3, but I just like the way they did the whole thing. It was new to me as, seeing it as a kid. 'Cause let's face it, I was 8 years old in 1980, and I just really dated myself. Anyways, but, I didn't see it in 1980. Waited till it came out later, and I'm sure there were other movies after that did the whole point of view. And that's what was really cool to me.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I mean, it holds up somewhat, but, just the whole point of view of the camera in the woods looking and, raining and the camp counselor, the head guy coming out with the yellow jacket. Oh, hey, what are you doing here? Walks up and he goes like this, and you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
It was neat.
I mean, we got the original Steadicam first point of view, I think, in Halloween at the beginning when he's going up to the house, looking through the windows and everything, and we get the mask put on the camera. So,
but as far as who done it,
yeah,
because they kind of broke out as soon as whenever the parents take it off.
Yeah,
but, I agree with you on
that.
But
I like what they did because instantly in your brain, and this isn't a sexist comment, you're thinking it's going to be a guy. Guys are the killers in movies. You know what I mean? And they really did break the mold, I think. But sadly, we haven't really had anybody else take that part.
I would love to see a good female slasher.
Yeah. And
So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yes, and that's the thing.
And that's a comedy.
It's a comedy. And people bring up, freaking like, there's movies with women are the killers. Yeah, but not slashers.
Yeah.
They're like thriller movies, like a Basic Instinct type movie or something like that.
Yeah.
They kill. Yeah, the women are the killers, but it's not a slasher.
Yeah.
So, I think they did something that is probably just it needs to be left.
Well, it was great, and it's funny that you say a little piece of trivia. It was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You really take a good look at the end of the movie. Whenever the hands come up and you could see, Savini's assistant, I think his name was Tasso.
Hairy Knuckles.
His black hairy knuckles and everything, because, it was him doing the stunt with his head ducked down or whatever with her plaster head. But
you can see toothpicks sticking out of the neck too.
And once again, this all goes back to me, wanting to be Tom Savini's assistant and not having any God-given talent for sculpting or whatever, but I could probably run molds. Anyway, but, we had Friday the 13th 1, it was Mama. And then Friday the 13th 2 comes in where we find out, oh my God, Jason was still kind of alive. He's been living as apparently a half-balding redneck, red-headed stepchild with a bag over his head.
He's a mongoloid.
Yeah. Which was kind of a nice play on, because it wasn't Savini who did the makeup in 2. Whoever, and this is what I like, whoever did the makeup for 2, they kind of did their homework. They went back to that.
On what he gave him.
They gave him that, like waterhead kind of sort of thing.
Ari Lehman played the young Jason.
Very first Jason.
Yes, he's in a band now. Look him up.
First Jason.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Pretty so.
3 is where Jason finally gets his iconic hockey mask off of one of his victims, and 3D.
And we're going to leave it there because we do want to come back and we will touch on how iconic this mask is compared to other masks, as well as how it changed throughout the series. But we do want to play a little commercial break for you. So if you want to maybe give a little touch on it or just play it for him.
I think we ought to just play it for him.
I agree. So hopefully you enjoy, and we will see you after the break.
Stay tuned.
And we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that little break we gave you there. Give us your thoughts in the comments, please. I do want to hear what people have to say about that.
My ass, my back, my legs, everything is still sore.
Yes.
Hey, I got an idea. We're going to go run around in the woods and film. All right. Rain.
Oh, it looked good, though.
It was great, though.
It was good,
It
man.
was fun.
It was.
I paid for it the next day.
I just got to walk with a costume on, but I couldn't see, so that was my handicap, I guess. My glasses were all fogged up.
You dodged that log pretty easy, though.
Yeah, I did, huh? Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. And there are many more, hopefully, shorts to come. We do have the appropriate props, so we might as well use them.
And I know a couple people I could probably get a shit ton more.
So we will...
Scotty Connor, that's a cue out for you. Hopefully you listen to this. You better.
He does, I think, interact on the page a little bit.
Yes,
so
he does.
I do appreciate everybody who does that. Please comment. Please let us know what you think about what's going on. We're on episode 9 right now, and you're all very, very quiet. A couple hundred of you on the page. Let us know what you think, So
we left off at
the masks.
So, the iconic mask of Jason, had. And this cracks me up. Jim still has this. From I can remember
date on that thing.
There is
you don't even
no
put a
date.
date or no.
Well, there's probably a sticker on the inside. I remember getting one of these at Hills.
Yeah,
that throws you back how long it was. But I guess there was either copyright because all the holes were missing. Of course, Dad, I need you to do this to make I made the little chevron to go across here, and it is one of those things where every single haunted house, haunted trails. 213, characters are in there, and 100 of them are wearing hockey masks, and they had chainsaws, that, whatever, and it was just like, come on, guys, really?
We even got Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation wearing one.
Yeah, it was kind of yeah.
But they
bend over, I'll show you.
Just saying, they threw a Jason in
but
there.
The hockey mask is, I don't know whose decision that was to put him in a hockey mask, but what a brilliant part of marketing, and that just made him more iconic. In fact, it solidified him as a horror slasher icon. I mean, that mask could go anywhere.
From what I heard, it was just a complete... They had so many different ideas, but a prop master just said, here, use this one. They put it on camera, and it worked. Much like a lot of the stories back then, because horror movies weren't made for millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they just had to use what they can. Just like the original Michael Myers was a William Shatner mask painted with the eyes cut open. And I mean, that's all it was.
Yep.
And they had a clown mask. They had the mask that was in part 5, where he was wearing the caveman looking mask in the car when he's driving the car and shit.
Oh yeah.
That was a throwback, one of their throwaways masks from the original.
Yeah.
So luckily we got what we got. But same thing with Jason. I mean, they do change the mask throughout the series.
They do change it,
but it's always a hockey mask.
The thing is, like you said, you progress through 4, 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one thing that is always there, and I really think, like I said, it makes him more iconic, is the axe wound to the top of his head.
Yeah,
that always stays there. There's a couple little things that, until we get to Jason the astronaut, the mask is totally different. I mean, even the Uber Jason, I mean, the shape of the nose is somewhat different, but it is kind of a throwback. But
it was put together by little worker ants and made by like some kind of future technology. So who knows what it would actually turn out.
No, that's true.
Maybe that is accurate.
And apparently Tommy Jarvis still had Jason's original mask from, number 4 when he was 10 years old. And
yeah.
But, I mean, Jason's mask got split in half in part 7.
Yep.
He should have... Did he go shop for a new mask?
Well, that's what happened in part 7. Then he disappeared, and Jason Takes Manhattan after that just had a mask.
He had a hockey mask in part 8 because he went when he lifted it up. Hey,
Yeah,
boy, I'm
that's what I'm saying. So he just showed up, on that boat wearing a mask.
It's kind of like, Schwarzenegger in Last Action Hero. He opens up the thing, and there's all the jackets, the red shirts, the jeans, the boots, the guns. And Jason's going, what hockey mask do I want? I want the blue one. And
When he found the original, did he just go out and start finding other backups in case he lost it or something?
Not like he had any money to go. He didn't have a job.
You never know what happened, but that's another... We won't look in that plot hole too much.
But then you got the god-awful makeup that they did in part 9. The mask, the head growing into the mask, and...
Like he had been living in the woods, like passed out, and it just like absorbed into his skin or something like that.
Yeah. I didn't...
He was all bubbly and shit.
It was kind of cool, but once again,
Try to make him scarier, I think, more demon-like.
somewhat.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Even though we only saw him in the movie for less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Gosh. Except for, that's including the mirror shots.
Well, yeah.
Creighton Duke. Remember
that
guy?
little slimy
Yeah.
fucking one-legged thing or whatever that was the essence of Jason.
No, jeez. Much like the essence of Freddy, is that when he became the worm guy, too. Snake, whatever character.
The demon sperms.
Those, and whenever he was eating her in part 3.
Oh, the Freddy Snake.
Yeah.
A.K.A. the demon penis.
It seemed like they were putting those a little bit together.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the series itself, I think, you can't deny what it is and how long it's been around. And the fact that even today, people are begging for more.
Yeah, and it opened up. I mean, come on. How many times, I can remember, where the hell was the Friday the 13th video game? Okay, we had the shitty one that was on the NES.
Yes.
But they put that one out how many years ago?
About 4
Now
years
you
ago.
can play Jason, and you can download every costume.
Mm-hmm.
You can even download the shitty NES version, the god awful purple
Yep.
coveralls and the all blue.
Tom Savini put a character on it. He created one with
Yeah.
Red Flame
Yep.
Jason in it.
Yep.
And I did get to meet those guys, the developers. They were at Scarefest the year it was coming out, before it came out, and I got to talk to them a little bit, and they were excited. People loved the game when it first came out. It lost a little bit of steam, but people are still playing it today.
Yeah.
I mean, I go on a couple apps on my Xbox, and
I
you
kind
can
of
watch people playing it.
I kind of like how they do Jason can vanish and like morph
he
or
has
whatever you want to
morphing.
call it. Yeah.
Which is what he became
Yeah.
later on, basically, especially in
Either that or he was the fastest motherfucker in the woods.
especially in Manhattan. Remember the scene on the dance floor, and he's in every damn corner when
Yeah.
she's fucking turning around and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So they threw that in. They threw everything in the series into this game in different ways. And
But like I said, not that I don't love the series, but after like 5, it was like, okay, let's see what they're going to do next. Let's see, okay, how are we going to do this? Or curiosity. And that was back whenever, movies, you could afford them and not go broke.
yeah,
But after, like I said, after 4, to me, he was still somewhat human. He really didn't take I don't want to say a lot of damage, but there was nothing that would actually maybe put him down for good.
I mean,
And I'm trying to remember from number 3 and everything.
I mean, 3 was when he got his mask in the bikers in the barn, and that's whenever he gets the axe in the head, I think.
Oh yeah.
And then he literally falls on the ground. They leave. Cops
That's
show
right.
up.
For some reason I thought that was 4. That is 3. So.
And then part 4 is when he actually gets the machete in the head.
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, aside from how it looked, I mean, he could have survived it.
You know what? He took so much damage. Human, not human. I mean.
Yeah. So in that sense, you said after 5 it should have stopped. Where would you have liked to take it?
What after?
If you got 5, like part 5 with Roy, and you wanted to bring back Jason, and they tried to do it as bringing back Tommy Jarvis,
As going to the cuckoo house.
Well, yeah, that was part 5. But then when he came back, he was Tom Matthews' character.
And like I'm saying, I'm not shitting on number 5. I think it was a brilliant way to do it, and it was. I mean, okay, once again, it's a horror movie script, but it was brilliant. I mean, the kid gets chopped up with an axe. One of the 2 ambulance drivers come up, and I don't want to say it was his illegitimate son or he gave him up for adoption. And like I said, folks, it's been a long time since I watched anything past 4. It was his son, but
and he put him in the home because he was a little crazy.
But seeing, your son with apparently his arm stuck on his back and it wasn't connected to his shoulder.
Yeah.
And you got some smart ass giving you, that kind of, oh, suck it up, Roy, what the, blah, blah, blah. It drove the man crazy. It was a good idea. It was a hell of a interesting premise. It could have been done a tinge better. Yes, I said the word tinge. It could have been a little bit better. But, okay, so I don't know if purists or whatever will take number 5 and go, here's number 5. Oh, look, Halloween 3, ball them together, throw them over their shoulder. We're going to get into part 6. And 6 was the only way you could resurrect him. Digging up his grave. And,
But doesn't it make you think, like, why the hell was he buried with his mask on, and why was he...
He wasn't buried with his mask on. Tommy had it on the back of whenever he was carrying the pickaxe and everything.
That's right.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference to me because, hey, it was part 6. I want to see Jason. Let's see how he... And this is where you get zombie Jason.
Yeah.
If I had a choice, if it was actually me, like I said, I would have stopped at either 4, and 5 would have been a little, here you go, kind of a teaser, not a teaser, but homage. We know we've got the fans out there. Let's give them something, let them guess or whatever. Oh, it's not Jason. Some dolt in a rubber mask. And, just end it.
With blue diamonds on the mask instead of red.
Oh, yes, because it wasn't the real Jason.
That's how you know it wasn't real. And then when Tommy was having flashbacks, they were red, so you knew he was having a flashback. It wasn't really Jason. So
yeah.
And then there are little quotes throughout that movie where Roy's in the background. They're saying something. He says, man, who would do something like this? He said, you say something to me, Sheriff? So hindsight, watching it's him. But when you're watching it live, you probably missed it all. But they did definitely give it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're talking to me? Yeah, that was it. You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, Roy, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Get the fuck out of here.
You serve on the side of white light and good. It could never be you.
Yes, you help people. But, like I said, I mean, I'm one of those that are just, you give me another one, I'm going to go see it. So I think I think that's the majority of fans, so they're never going to stop.
Oh, even whenever they rebooted it or reimagined it or whatever you want to call it, they took the stories of 1 and 2 and kind of mashed them together. I really enjoyed the remake.
I think that was probably the best version we could have got for a remake.
Yeah, I liked the actor, is his name Derek Mears, who played Jason.
Yep.
I kind of liked. Yeah, he is a cool dude. I kind of like the look. They made it somewhat modern, and they kept, a nice, homage to what Jason was and how he looked. Other than that,
I mean, he wasn't supernatural in this one.
Exactly.
He was living off the land. He had tunnels dug throughout the entire camp. And,
that was a kind of a cool.
so he can get wherever. That was his version of. That was that movie's version of the teleporting. He can get to places, where other people were running on top. He was going underneath. I didn't hate that movie by any means. I actually just watched it.
I didn't hate it either.
Maybe a month ago again. We got a nice Willa Ford boobies. Love that scene. Oh, man, that was a good scene. Oh, yeah. When she's water skiing and shit, and then he stabs her through the head under the dock and pulls her up.
Yeah.
Like the machete would have strong enough to to pull her up by her skull. But we got a nice 3-second movie shot.
Well, like I said, all the killers and everything, they kind of mystical, magical powers of. Well, take a look at Freddy versus Jason. The very beginning, whenever Jason, I think is dreaming, is how they want to say it, and he's walking, and the whole thing with the girl, and he takes his machete and he drives it through her, through the back of the tree. The tree's 3 foot thick.
Yeah,
and 16 or 6 inches of the machete are sticking out, or 10 inches, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
the freaking machete's got to be,
Which we could make one of those or find one somewhere, but that wasn't what he had.
No, I mean, but it's all about. Once again, it's all about imagery. Do you really think Michael could have pinned somebody up against the wall?
No, because
what he had to, how he would have had to bury that.
That blade was coming out this much still,
yeah.
And he was in the wall, so that much plus the whole body and into the wall. It would have had to be that big of a butcher knife. Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
Maybe something the hibachi chef.
But it's iconic.
It is, but once again, it's all about shock. It's all about making. An image burned into your mind, and it's.
But like I said, the remake, I don't mind it. It sucks that the whole legal process got into it, and we didn't get a follow up.
Yeah.
They're working on that now. Hopefully, they get. Actually, the actor who played Leslie, who. In part 3, where he got his mask from, is a lawyer now, and he is on Twitter giving everybody updates of what's happening with the lawsuit.
Nice.
So I can't remember his name right now, but look him up. He played Leslie in part 3. So if you want updates on the Friday 13th legal battles, you can find that for me. He's on Twitter. He gives live updates whenever they're going into mediation, whenever they're coming up with different deals or something like that. I don't think he's personally involved, but he knows lawyers that are involved with it.
It'd be kind of neat if he was personally involved.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's cool that he's giving fans, okay, here's what's happening today. Here's what's happening next week. So we can at least see that it is moving forward, and hopefully they can come up with something. Because, like I said...
What was his name in the movie again?
Leslie.
Leslie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I'm not seeing anybody named Leslie. I'm seeing Harold.
No, it's a chick name. No, that's him.
Talk to the camera.
I am. I'm looking at you. I'm trying to find out the damn name.
Allie.
No, just tell me first name.
Andy, Wes.
No.
How about the cashier?
No.
Okay. Loco.
No.
State Trooper 1-3. Edna. It ain't Edna.
No.
Chuck. Chili. Fox.
No.
Debbie.
No.
Chris.
No.
There ain't no Leslie in here.
Well, what's the other names? Part 3. Are you in part 3?
Yeah.
Because that's where.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Halloween.
Oh, he is.
What the hell's the matter with you?
He is probably.
No. Chris, Rick, Edna, State Trooper 3, State Trooper 1, Loco, the cashier, Vera, Andy, Allie, Debbie, newswoman, Harold, Mrs. Sanchez, Abel, Shelley, Leslie.
Oh, I was way off. Fuck.
You were.
Shut.
Leslie Vernon Shelley. That's Stan's brother from sister from Southport. Larry Zerner.
Yes, Larry Zerner. And look him up on Twitter. He's doing a good job.
That was probably the most boring.
No,
2 minutes.
Now we just gave him some followers. I don't give a shit.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So if you want to know what's going on with the new Friday the 13th saga, which is now in the courts for some damn reason, all we want to do is see a movie, but it's all about who's in charge, and it comes down to basically Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham.
Well, you know what?
Who created who and who gets the rights to
I would love to see Sean Cunningham put his hands back into it again.
Well, that's where the fight is right now because they're
coming out as the victor, though. I mean, that's
yeah.
I want to see Sean.
The argument, basically, and you can say your thoughts on this, is because Jason's character, as we know him, did not come around until part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have the rights to him? Who did part 2, or who was responsible for part 1?
Right.
And that's where the argument is. And I think basically it needs to come down to, okay, you have the money, you give me a cut, you give me rights, credits in each movie, you can go make more movies. Yeah. He'll make money, they'll both make money, everybody wins.
The look of Jason, okay, 2, 3, but still, Jason is part of 1. I don't care what anybody says, and to me, that falls under Sean Cunningham. I mean, we saw him coming up out of the lake, we saw him drowning. I mean, the idea of Jason, he might not have had the mask.
But he didn't have the idea of Jason after that.
Well,
that was picked up.
Yeah, that's true too, but still.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's equal because you wouldn't have part 2 if there wasn't a part 1.
I hope Sean Cunningham gets it just because he's got the same first name as I do. And spells it the same too.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying.
I'm biased.
I think we just need to get a movie. I think we just need to get it settled.
Well, I don't want to just see a movie. I want to see a good movie, and I want to see it done right. Just don't pump.
No, but that's the thing is they have so many scripts now, so many ideas getting sent to them that fans are sending that people want to see. There's no way not to get something good. There has to be something good out there. And after all these years, the remake was really just a remake.
Take a little bit of this.
Throw them together.
A little bit from column A, B, C. You want fried rice with that.
Exactly. So, like I said, I'm a fan, so I just want to see another one come out. We haven't got one since the remake.
Well, are they gonna try to do a different timeline? Are they gonna go?
That's the thing is we don't.
Do they have no idea what's going on?
Nobody knows yet. No.
They don't know whether they're gonna go right after. Where Derek Mears was, the remake, are we going to say, okay, everything from number 2 all the way to, Cosmonaut Jason, that doesn't count anymore?
That's the thing. It's a whole other franchise, a whole other series.
Yeah.
So you can watch it, much like all, the Halloween series, you can watch one way, you can watch another way, decide which one you like the best. The ending of the remake was pretty open-ended. He jumps out through the dock.
Yeah.
Has no mask on.
Yeah.
Back of his head was in a grinder, but we didn't see him go into the grinder. So there's a way to just make it, just keep it going. And if those characters survived, the guy from Supernatural and his sister, if they survived that, and maybe that was another dream sequence like a throwback to the original.
Could be.
It's only, 2009, so they don't look too different.
Yeah, 11 years.
They can make a movie where they're going back to where it happened.
Oh no,
something weird.
Hollywood has all that technology now where they can make people look like they did 35 years ago.
I mean, even do it live, even do it live. 11 years later, 12 years later, whatever.
That was a joke because I know how you hate CGI.
Of course I do.
It worked. Hey, it worked good in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for Kurt Russell.
It did.
Really was bad for Leia in Rogue One. Once again, not a Star Wars podcast. I can't help it. Shit pops
Well, the whole
out of my
time I'm
head.
staring at a Star Wars costume. So
Well,
whatever.
I can't help it. I mean,
but yeah, so we did come full circle. We went all the way to the remake.
At least we got the Devil's Reject stuff in.
Yeah. Shout out to Bill.
My man, Bill Mosley, one of the nicest guys in the world.
Yes, and we do. I want to thank Sean for allowing us to come down to his beautiful
geek den.
Beautiful
I don't have
museum.
a man cave. I got a geek den.
Yeah, I call it.
You could see what's out this way and over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys be going, how the hell do you like horror movies?
Yeah, but still, it's everything, and I'm way more comfortable right down here. So we're going to see probably a couple different things on the set, maybe. Throw some different things on the table for you. Obviously, we got to have these at the beginning of the series, but now we can start changing shit around if we need to, if we want to. Don't forget, pick up your Slashcast t-shirt. A couple different designs.
Sorry, mine has a Lair Park mud and leaves on it from being thrown around by a Jason that's a foot shorter than me.
A foot. Shout out to Lair Park.
Yes, and Nikki Vorias. I really don't know how to say your last name. It's Vorias.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering my calls and letting us go up there and telling the police not to unleash the dogs.
You know, a crazy dude in a mask with a
Crazy guy
machete,
in a mask, yeah.
gun in his hand. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, that really meant the world to us. I'm glad, you know, like I said, it's not that, you know, we appreciate it. We really did.
Yeah.
That you guys, you know, that you guys were cool with that, and we just wanted to make sure that, you know, everything was on the up and up.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that short. Let us know what you thought, and we do. We obviously both have probably a lot of ideas, but we do want to make more. So
If you have ideas for
Feel free.
little shorts like that, and we're gonna try to play on everything. And know one thing, we're not Lucasfilm. We're on a very, very tight budget.
Yeah.
So please don't put us in outer space. Please don't put us in outer space. But yeah, give us your ideas. I mean, comment for us, guys. We want to hear what you guys, you know, think, see. Hey, here's an idea. How about this? How about, you know, somewhere in the middle, just, you know, karate chop Jim in the throat. Whatever. It doesn't make a difference. Maybe not the last one.
He probably
but
wants to.
Just give us ideas, because we're, like I said, we're two guys that just want to sit on, you know, we've sat on the porch and just BS'd about movies. And it probably started from horror movies and then ended in comedy. It didn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Give us your ideas. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear about? What do you want us to give a review for, or our ideas?
Yeah.
We're open. I mean, Facebook. Send the let's try that
on
again.
the page. There is a message button. Click
Yep.
it. Type some words to us.
Yeah, thanks for taking that over, because
Yeah,
my
no problem.
teeth fell out of my head.
So, yeah, just don't be quiet. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really worried about the amount of likes. I worry about that the people that watch the show like it.
Yeah.
So that's all. That's really what I want. And as long as we keep having fun doing it, I want to keep doing it. And as far as the movie making, I think we both have a lot of ideas that we just want to put on the screen and just see, you know, something made. You know, we're both pretty creative people, so we'll see what happens. And I want to thank you for making the final edit on it. And like I said, hopefully you guys enjoy it like we did, because I had a lot of fun doing it.
I had a lot of fun and playing around and trying to do different things. It's actually kind of funny, because when I sent that over to you, there was no music. You put the music in. There's another edit, and I don't know if it survived or not. I think I might have deleted it, but it was I actually had the yakety sax from Benny Hill going through the whole thing. I've never laughed so hard in my entire life.
That would be pretty funny.
It was funny.
See,
Let
that
me see
would
if I
have
can
been,
dig
that would've
that
been a
up.
good little edit we could put in just for an outtake.
Little bloopers or something.
At the end of an episode, just put it in there.
That's what we should have done. We
Yeah.
should have saved all the
Oh,
bloopers and everything we had. We could have done like Cannonball Run.
I have the original file still.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. We got ideas, man. So, otherwise, I love this conversation. This is a nice retrospective, just giving our thoughts on the entire franchise itself, where we want it to go, and we will be doing either one movie per episode or doubling up, depending on how far the conversation.
Well, as far as they
plans
go,
on going.
yeah. But as far as they go, we might. I don't know. I could see us doing like, you know, an episode on 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Because they were filmed so close together, and supposedly they took place right at one day apart. We could do 3 and 4. That would, you know, be of what we consider, or I consider, what could have been the end.
Yeah.
5 we can do on our own, because we probably got a lot to bitch about.
I mean, even we can do 5 and 6 together.
Why am I telling you this on camera? I mean, this is
Because we're letting them know what we're going to do. We got to let them know a little bit, or what our ideas are. And then
Sorry, folks, I'm nervous.
And then they
I'm
can come
holding
back.
to this.
And then they can come back at us with their ideas. So, yeah, if we do two apiece, it does make sense, because 4 or 5 and 6, they go from the asylum with Roy,
The bullshit episode to
but
bringing
it
Jason back.
focuses on Tommy, to 6 focusing on Tommy. So they do go together. Wouldn't mind doing it like that. We can do 2 movies per episode, 30, you know, however long they go. So that's something we may do. Cover this franchise too.
Sure,
we got
why not?
a lot of other movies we want to cover too. We've been talking about that. So we'll get into it.
It is March. I think we ought to be doing Leprechaun.
Oh, fuck, man. The only reason I would do the original Leprechaun is so I could watch Jennifer Aniston.
I just want to see a shaved Ewok. And all of a sudden he's dressed in a green suit.
Oh, my God.
Going after his Lucky Charms.
Shout out to Warwick Davis.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, other than that, we're going to wrap this up. Hope you enjoyed episode 9, Friday the 13th special. Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday the 13th. Go out there and cause some legal mayhem. Have some fun. Put on a mask and
Don't put on... No.
scare some people.
Okay.
Legally.
Legally, yes. Yeah. Don't go up to
No.
Don't go to Starbucks dressed as Jason.
No. But if you do,
Yeah, what the hell? Let us know.
say it's for Friday the 13th and film it. Send it over our way.
Absolutely.
So, until next time with episode 10, I was Jim.
I'm still Chevy.
And we will see you next time.
Happy Friday the 13th.
When I was a kid, my dad used to lock me in the basement when I was bad. And the only thing I had to keep me company was a stack of VHS tapes. Friday the 13th, the entire saga.
The blue bikini.
You were my family, and so I wrote and I wrote. But you never wrote back.
When I'm with you, no one can hurt you. You're safe.
Okay.
I got you.
I'm so sorry you had to die.